Hello everyone. Today I will teach you the poem Fire and Ice, which is composed by Robert Frost. Robert Frost is an American poet who is known for his nature poems with realistic themes. So, before explaining you the poem, let me tell you some important things which will help you in understanding the poem. First of all, let me tell you the tone of the poem is critical. It is critical in the sense that the poet criticizes human beings, their attitude, insensitivity, greed, selfishness towards their fellow beings. So, when the poet criticizes something, the tone of the poem becomes critical. The tone of the poem is also sarcastic. The poet sarcastically makes fun of human beings because his selfish purposes and hatred can destroy the world twice. Let me explain you the poem line by line. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. The poem begins with a reference to the two theories behind the destruction of the world. From time to time, intellectuals or the scientists keep saying something about the destruction of the world. There are two theories about that. Some say that the world will end in fire. Fire here means heat, excessive heat. Temperature will go so high that the world will end because everything will burn out. And the other theory says that the world will end due to ice. Ice means cold. Temperature will be so low that everything will freeze and the world will end. From what I have tasted of desire. What I have tasted. Tasted means what I have seen in the world. He has seen in the world so much desire. I hold with those who favor fire. He support, I hold with those का मतलब है he support those, the first theory, who says that the fire will destroy the world. And he thinks that this fire is not the same fire what ordinary people believe. According to the poet, this fire is the fire of desires. Here the fire is used symbolically, or we can say symbolism is used. Fire is used as a symbol for desire. This is the symbol for greed, man's selfishness. Man has become so much selfish that he can kill other people also for his selfish purposes. So this fire or the desire or greed or selfishness poet talks about. And this is good enough to end the world. Now he says, but if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice. Now he changes his opinion. He goes to the second theory. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate. I know. He has seen in the world enough of hate. Hate here is hatred or insensitivity or lack of emotions. This lack of emotions is presented by ice. Ice actually means the coldness of hearts, coldness of people's heart. There is no warmth of emotions in people's heart. They don't have sensitivity for others. For destruction, ice is also great. Great means a great tool. It is a great tool to destroy the world. Ice of people's heart, coldness of people's heart, lack of emotions, lack of sensitivity is great, good enough, and would suffice, would be sufficient. Suffice is verb for sufficient. Sufficient is an adjective. So suffice means be sufficient. The ice is sufficient to destroy the world. In the whole poem, the poet wants to give the message that if we have that much coldness, insensitivity, greed, and selfishness in our heart, we can definitely destroy this world. If we have to save the world, we need to nurture love, tenderness, helpfulness, and brotherhood for our fellow beings. Now let me tell you the poetic devices used in the poem. Alliteration is the repetition of consonant sound. Apart from A, E, I, O, U, all other letters are consonant. Their sound is repeated. There we have alliteration. Here we can see the repetition of S sound as well as W sound. Some say. Here we have the repetition of S sound in the beginning of the word, and here we have sound of W in the beginning of the word. Some say in ice. Again repetition of S sound. Who favor fire? Repetition of F sound. We have also assonance. Assonance is repetition of vowel sound. Vowel sound means sound of letters A, E, I, O, U, either in the beginning of the word or in the middle of the word or at the end of the word. But they should be, the place should be same. The word will end in fire. Here we can see the repetition of I vowel just before last consonant in both the words. I hold with those, hold with those. Here repetition of O sound after the first consonant sound. Again repetition of I vowel. If it perish, there we have assonance. Imagery also we have the world will end in fire. This line gives a picture in our mind. So, or visualization. If some words or some line makes visualization happen in our mind, if we are able to see a picture in our mind, there we have imagery. The world will end in fire. This gives a picture. We start thinking how the world will end. We also have consonants. And would suffice. Consonant is repetition of consonant, just like alliteration, but alliteration is in the beginning and consonance is in the end. Repetition of consonant sound in the end. And would suffice. The world will end. This is consonance. One more important figure of speech we have in the poem, that is symbolism, which I told you. It is prevalent in most of the lines. For example, fire is used as the symbol of desire and ice is used as the symbol of hatred. So there one more poetic device we have, symbolism. So let us start with A vowel. Fire, we will write down first alphabet, that is A. Second line last word is ice. Ice is not rhyming with fire. That is why we will write down next alphabet B. If it rhymes with first line, last letter, we will write down A. And then last word of third line is desire. It rhymes with fire. For fire we have written A, desire also will have A letter because they are rhyming. That is why their alphabet will be same. Next is fire. Again it is rhyming with desire and fire. Again we will write down A. And last word of next line is twice, which is rhyming with ice. So there we will write down B because for ice we have written B. For twice also we will write down B. Then hate. Hate doesn't rhyme with any of these words, so it will have next alphabet, that is C, A, B, C. Ice is again rhymes with C, ice and twice. So there we will write down B because for ice we have written B, twice B, ice again B. Great rhymes with hate. For hate we have written C, for great we will write down C. Suffice again rhymes with ice. So again we will write down B. A, B, A, B, C, B, C, B. This is very irregular rhyming scheme. And the length of the lines is also very irregular. Some is very short, some are very long. As well as the theme, subject matter of the poem is also very irregular. Usually poets write about nature, beautiful emotions, love, philosophy of life. But here the poet is discussing the destruction of the world. The subject matter is irregular, rhyming scheme is also unusual, and line length is also unusual. I hope you have understood. Theme of the poem is greed and hatred are the true reasons of destruction. Man's greed will become so much, his hatred will go to that extent that one person may kill other person. And this way the world will end. I hope you have understood the poem. Keep watching my channel, like my videos and share them. Keep learning with me. All the best.